Tyson Fury said about a week or 2 weeks ago that if he fought Mike Tyson, Tyson would knock him out. Have you ever went into a fight thinking like, maybe in the amateurs or in the pros, I ain't got it? Or is it just 100% confidence?
There's a few fights in the amateur when I didn't train as hard or didn't have the proper guidance, and then you sort of doubt whether you're gonna, if the training you're doing was good or not. But since turning professional and having the proper guidance, there's no doubt in my mind that I can actually achieve the good things in boxing.
How do you see the fight going, Kevin?
How do I see this fight going? I think this is a real fans fight. I think it's a great style matchup. We have always preferred guys that come forward and come on to Joe. Joe always likes fighting tall guys. Far more than when we fought a 6 foot or a 6'1", a 6'2" guy, Joe was trying to fight somebody 6'6", 6'7". So for us, we think that this is a pretty good style. Joshua's a little bit robotic. He lunges with his punches. Not the fastest guy around. Does a few things with his hands. There's definite holes for us to expose openings. But it's far easier said than done. You've got to be able to put it all together on the night. But we have a very good game plan. We're both totally in tune with it. We both are very, very confident in this fight. There's no doubt in our minds that we can't go out there and shock the world in this fight. But I think it's an exciting fight. I've said two guys that are going to come together in the middle and clash. There's going to be a lot of explosion.
Question for both of y'all. I actually had a sat down with Deontay Wilder last week, and I asked him. I said, Deontay, have you ever thought that Anthony Joshua had some help, some chemical help throughout his career? Have you ever suspected, since his body has been the same at 230, has gotten better at 255, have you ever suspected that quite possibly he used performance enhancers throughout his career?
I think he's just one of those guys, genetically probably just worked really hard in the gym. He's never tested positive for anything at all, so, you'd be a fool to say that he was a drug cheat. There are plenty of guys at the moment who are testing positive. Of course, we've got this fight coming up with Ortiz. I just hope that he actually stays in. Because I feel sorry for Deontay that he's missed out on a lot of big fights. But Joshua's a big, powerful, muscular guy. Frank Bruno was a big, powerful, muscular guy. And we know what eventually happened to him.
He met Mike Tyson.
Twice.
Well, Anthony Joshua's meeting Joseph Parker.
Speaking of Frank Bruno, he came over here as a UK hopeful. Do you think you quite possibly you have the potential to take over the world? Because being heavyweight champion of the world is like you sit on the same throne as God. Do you think that you have the charisma, because you're pretty calm, the charisma to take over the world? Both of y'all can chime in on that.
It's your turn, buddy. Come on, man. They didn't come here listen to me. Come on.
Yeah, I think with every fight, as you sort of mature and age, that you'll be able to develop a bit of charisma, and just I think they're just learning along the way.
Joe's got tons of personality, and I tell you what, just the time that we've spent in the UK, he's won over a lot of fans over there already. The media that we've done there, we've had Sky UK with us a couple of days this week, where they send live broadcasts back several times a day. They love Joe over there. We don't feel like we're going into a lion's den where there's a lot of hate towards us. We think there's a lot of support and a lot of love. And let's remember, we come from New Zealand, even though I've lived here for 14 years. We have a lot of New Zealanders living in the UK, and a lot of Australians in the UK. So we're going to have a lot of fans there.
All right.
Is there a rematch clause at all?
There is a rematch clause, yeah.
How does that make you feel, knowing that you do it once, you got to do it again in order to get?
It's great. We'd love to do it twice.
How do you feel, Joseph, about that?
Good. I mean, they have a rematch clause. We don't have one. So I think we're confident in what we can do, so we know that we're going to go in there and give it everything, hopefully get the victory day one, and then fight them again. It will be even bigger.
So for you, it's more of a more guaranteed opportunity again to face a big fighter in a big stage, as opposed to thinking I got to do this a second time. Is that right?
Yeah, I just know this is my shot. I don't care about rematch clause. This is a shot that I won. This is a shot that we got now, so let's make the most of it.
And the business side of it really stacks up for us in a rematch.
Yeah.
You know, the business is not bad for this fight either, but the rematch, it really stacks up great for us.
How was negotiating? Because obviously you hear us, we don't get to interview Eddie Hearn, we don't get to interview you guys quite often. How is the business in negotiating with Eddie Hearn as it relates to this fight? Because us in America, we like, man, when's Deontay Wilder gonna get the fight? When is, you know what I mean? So how was the negotiating?
Well,
how long did it take?
Eddie was, well, actually it took a while, you know, because from where we started the negotiations to where we finished, it was a process. And, you know, our team did a pretty damn good job with the business side of this. This is the first time that Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn have had to do a open book percentage deal with any opponent. You know, let's remember, most people they'll throw an open book.
Revenue share.
You know, we've done a total revenue share for this whole thing. We've had, you know, the other opponents who have gone over there and the people who have fought him, they've been happy to be there. And you heard Joe say before, you know, a lot of these guys are beaten before they even get in the ring because they consider hitting the jackpot just, we've got an opportunity to go to the UK, we're getting paid $1 million, or we're getting paid $1.5 million, or, you know, someone may have got paid $2 million, you know, and they go, oh, thanks, Eddie. You know, that's really nice of you, and they'll jump through hoops and do everything else. We sat down right at the beginning and we said, this fight won't even take place. You know, the only way this fight's ever going to happen is we do a revenue share. And that was from week one, and I think about 10 weeks later, and a lot of banter in the media, a couple of trips to the UK, and dozens and dozens of phone calls, and getting Mr. Joshua pissed off a few times. We were able to reach a deal that we're all pretty happy about.
What was some of the particulars?
Oh, mate, we don't discuss deals.
I gotta ask.
Yeah,
You did.
hey.
How
All that Joe said, he just wanted to make sure he had an electric blanket on his bed because he heard it was really cold over there.